This is 7.5, Part 2. We're looking at real-world problems. This problem says a car uses 1 gallon of gas for every 30 miles traveled. How far can the car travel on W gallons of gas? So we need to think about what this means. So when I'm driving in my car and I'm using gas in my gas tank, every 30 miles I go uses 1 gallon. So 30 miles is 1 gallon, 60 miles is 2 gallons, 90 miles is 3 gallons. And in fact, what I might want to do is just make a little model for myself. Here's that 30, here's that 60, because 30 plus 30 is 60. And now if I go using 3 gallons, I have gone 90 miles. So that's what that's talking about, going down the road. So it's asking, how far can a car travel on W gallons of gas? So I made my model here. Each part is 30, just like when I was thinking it out on the top there in the purple. So each one of these is 30. So 1 gallon is 30, 2 gallons will be 2 times 30, 3 gallons would be 3 times 30, 4 gallons would be 4 times 30. But the catch is, I don't know how many gallons of gas I have. So I'm doing some number of boxes of 30. So that's why I put my W down here. I don't know how many boxes I have. I have some number of boxes of 30. And up here I thought about adding them, but remember, when you have all the same addition, you can think about that as multiplication. So I have my boxes of 30 here. And it says, how far can the car travel on W gallons of gas? Well, with 1 gallon of gas, you can go 30 miles. W gallons of gas is going to be 30 times W. Or we can just write that as 30 W miles. So a car can go 30 W miles on W gallons of gas. And if you're not sure if you're right, you can go back and you can think, well, what if that W equaled 3? Well, then that would be 3 times 30, and that would be 90. Oh, yes, that would be right. 30, 60, 90. So you can check yourself by filling in the variable with a number that's easy for you to use. Okay, so the next part of this question is, how much gas is used if the car travels 5x miles? So now they're telling us the miles, and including a variable, and they're saying how much gas, or what they mean here is how many gallons, really. So how many gallons are we using? So 30 times something is 5x. The problem here is that we don't know how much that question mark is. That is going to be the answer we're looking for. So what we're actually doing is taking the total up here, that 5x, and dividing it by 30 in each box. So we're doing 5x divided by 30, or the miles divided by that amount we can go for each gallon. So the answer there is going to be 5x over 30 gallons. Now it says evaluate when x equals, and we're going to say that x is going to equal 15. So if x equals 15, we're going to rewrite the problem. 5 times 15 over 30. So 5 times 15, 5 times the 5 is 25. And 5 times 1 is 5 plus that 2, So that's 75 over 30 gallons. So then I need to simplify as much as I can. So I know that 5 can go into both the top and the bottom numbers. So 75 divided by 5 is back to 15, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. So that is going to equal 15 over 6, or 6 goes into 15 twice, 2, and they're going to be, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, so 3/6, which equals 2 and a half, or 2.5 gallons. There, so 2.5 gallons to go that far. Okay, let's take a look at another one. These are a little tricky. Okay, a minivan uses 1 gallon of gas for every 16 miles traveled. So each 16 miles is going to be a gallon. So if I go 2 amounts of 16 miles, that would be 2 gallons. If I went 3 amounts of 16 miles, that would be 3 gallons. If I went 4 amounts of 16 miles, that would be 4 gallons. So the question here is, how far can it travel on 4x? We don't know what x is, but the amount is 4x, so we don't know how many boxes we have. So again, we are thinking about a 1 gallon is 16 miles. And then we're going to be thinking, 4x gallons. Well, 4x gallons is going to be that 16 miles times that 4x. And so we multiply that. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So 64x miles. So 4x gallons is going to get us 64x miles. Let's look at the second part here. How many gallons of gas have been used after the minivan has traveled W miles? So that W is that total, remember? And in a problem like this on the bar model, we're doing 16 miles in each one. And so every 16 miles we're using a gallon. Well, our total amount that we've traveled can be divided by our units of 16 to get how many gallons we used. So if it's saying how many gallons, we're in luck because we know how to do that. We can do our W divided by 16 gallons. Now, let's evaluate that if W is 32. So what we're saying is we went 32 miles. That was our total distance. So we have our formula we came with up there, W over 16. So we substitute in that 32 for the W over the 16 gallons. So now we simplify that. 32 divided by 16. Well, 16 goes into 32 twice. So to go 32 miles, we need 2 gallons of gas.